Hey guys, and welcome to Disc 2 of Let's Play Legend of Dragoon. Now you may remember at the end of Disc 1 I mentioned that we can't just load up Disc 2 and keep on playing because it refuses to load. Well, that's because I have been using the North American version of the PlayStation BIOS with the PSX emulator. Now, this probably won't affect any other emulator or any other variation of the game, whether that be the PS3 one, or I think there's a PSP port, or maybe that's on an emulator. I don't know, whatever. It doesn't affect it on the main consoles from what I remember, but all my recent playthroughs have been on, the computer, so. Anyway, it won't work directly through, so what you need to do is you need to save your game. You must have your clear data, and then load up an emulator that's either using the SCPH 1001 BIOS, which is the standard PAL version from what I gather, or the DTLH 3002. Oh, no. Scrub that. The 1001, that's the North American one. The ones you need to work on are the SHPH 7502 or the DTLH 3002, which are both PAL versions. The DTL one is a developer's kit or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it works on both of them, so you need to launch one of those versions of the emulator up, like I showed you in episode 0, so if you need help on doing that, head back there. And we can head, and just load up the game normally like we would. We just need to load our file properly. I'm going to black out the one on top so that you don't see that, because that would spoil things. And all we have to do is load up the data and we're good to go. No problems at all. Now, as soon as we've loaded up our data here, we can make a save state, close this emulator, and go into our other one that's set up to use the North American BIOS, load that save state, and we're good to go. Now, as you can see, we are now in Chapter 2, the Platinum Shadow. Now, if you recall, the title of Chapter 1, I believe, was the Serdio War, or the Serdian War, Serdio War, however it was worded. Yeah, so basically each disc has its, has its own kind of contained plot line that affects just that disc. And on top of that, it continues the overarching plot that we'll go through until the end of the game. Now just head to the bridge here for a quick little scene. Smell the ocean. Oh, Hashel, you seem to know what you're talking about. What do we get here? What's wrong with the bridge? Claire Bridge. Huh. Same name as Dart's mom, huh? Okay, what are you implying? And of course, Hashel sees the great humor in this, which of course we all do. Of course, it's not possible. And here we get an introduction to Albert's character. The continent has about 1 million, blah, 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 and 550,000 of them are women. According to statistics of Royal Personnel Authority, 4% of all women have the name Claire. How do you know all this? Who reports? They've got a census form. When does this game take place? How long has the census been around? Have they been controlling everything from behind the scenes for years? What are they, the Illuminati? Yeah, we get kind of an idea of what Albert's character is. He's very intelligent, but kind of bogged down by trying to find it. He's a bookworm. He reminds me... Oh my god, I'm referencing Tales of Legendi again. Did they just base this entire game off of here and then forget to bring the story over? Jeez. True enough. And of course, Albert continues to go into the, talking about the size of their skulls, blah, blah, blah. If you're interested in this, by all means, more power to you, have fun with it, but I have no idea what they're... Well, I know what they're talking about, but I don't really care. So, Anyway, yeah, so like I was saying, Albert's character reminds me a little bit of Will from Tales of Legendia, which is kind of strange, really, that I can reference both, you know, Will and Chloe from that game. Huh, go figure. A plant from Mr. Nello. Great person. I could learn something from him, except for the fact that I can't get in his house. More bandits, huh? Oh. Yeah, there's 2 lines of dialogue, I think, for pretty much all all NPCs, except for the few that only have 1. I usually only read the first one because they're not all important. The big building in the middle of the area. Let's go check it out. This big building here below me, that one is Nello's house. We can't go in there yet. It's closed. Oh yeah? Neighboring city of Donu, or Donna, or however it's how it's closed. And as is this one, our love nest. Okay. Of course it is. Any other news about Serdio? Or Cerdo, or whatever it's called? Careful about bandits. Well, it's time to begin once again. Talk to it. Collecting Stardust. Yay, more collecting of Stardust. Oh, I wrote down some notes I meant to talk about while I was here. Let's just talk to some other people in the meantime. Oh, I got 2 princesses, huh? But what? I thought they were going to say one's beautiful and one has a great personality. I would actually like to know, like, the etymology of where that association began. I don't know, maybe I'm just weird that way, but I find etymology of things quite interesting, you know, where they came from. Anyway, this is the planetarium. Holiness of the night sky. And some more information. Anyway, if you watch my bonus episode after the end of Disc 1, yes, you're praying, okay, then you'll remember that I wanted to make another bonus episode going over more emulator functions. But I didn't actually make it, considering this video is up now and there's no more bonus episodes. I will make one later. It was just that in order to make the one that I wanted, I was going to need the emulator to freeze up to kind of show you how to get around it. And so what I did is I tried to, you know, go into Dragoon form against Dole, which I said, you know, you couldn't do because it would glitch up. However, even though I got it to work in a test run when I wasn't recording before I made the episode, I couldn't get it to work for me, you know, when I was recording it. So I'll say now that you don't always get a freeze up by using Dragoons against Dole, but it's happened to me more than once. So put it that way. I'm not sure what the exact requirements are for the emulator to glitch up, but anyway, we have some nice calming music and an explanation of stars. Stars. Space. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. I can't do Shatner because, well, everyone can do that fakey Shatner thing, but I didn't watch nearly enough of the original series to be able to do his voice very well. Not that I'm very good at doing voices to begin with, but again, you know, I didn't watch a lot from it. It was really before my time. I think that one was out in like the 70s, wasn't it? Maybe like the early 80s? I was born in the late 80s. My first console was a Super Nintendo. I eventually did get an original, you know, NES, but that was borrowed from a neighbor much later. Light from their lantern. Yeah, this isn't particularly interesting. Well, it's interesting, but it doesn't matter a whole lot in terms of me having to explain it. So anyway, yeah, we can go around and enjoy the peacefulness of it. Anyway, that's pretty much all there is for that. Now, what else did I want to do? Okay, so yeah, now we have to just click there to get out of here, and we're good to go. Yes, there's a bunch of things we can do around here. under renovation. Let's go in here. Pay attention. Oh, I thought they were going to do a different sequence, like an Illusion of Gaia, where they were kissing there. Yeah, but yeah, these two are having a bit of a date here, and it's not working out too well for them. Okay, maybe it is working out for them. I remember this going up differently, but... I am... Is that one of the princesses? She's one of the princesses, isn't she? The king and queen? I'm assuming she's either his boss or just a wealthy family with a powerful father or something like that. At least that's what other anime and video games have taught me. But no, she's not a princess. Though we've seen that plotline more than enough that we don't really need to see it anymore. This door just leads out onto like the balcony and you can't do anything, so... At this point in the game, you're not really going to find any more... Yeah, you can just kind of do that little loop there. Yeah, we can't really do anything else. Sorry. We can't find a lot more treasure in towns anymore, which is kind of odd. Anyway, let's go and talk to the mace and get a Stardust for our efforts. Donau? Danu? I'm assuming it's Donau. I don't know. I'm going to try not to pronounce it because I'm not very good at pronouncing strange words that look foreign to me. Unless they're Japanese, in which case I actually have, you know, training on that, so... Anyway, too many bandits. Armed to the teeth. Let's get ourselves armed to the teeth. Talk to the weapon shop dude. Anyway, we get a Shadow Cutter, which is Darkness Elemental. Like I was saying before that those Dragoon fields tend to reduce damage from elements that oppose the color. And so this, I believe, if I was somehow in a white field, that it would reduce the damage from this. And here we get chainmails, and as you can see, Albert already has one. I found that, I believe, in the Dragoon nest, or the dragon nest, or whatever it was. But Dart still has the plate mail that I got from whatever it was, Graham, I believe it was, or the dragon, one of the two. And yeah, so I don't feel the need to pick it up, you know. The additional magic defense I don't think outweighs the additional defense in this case. It really doesn't. It doesn't make a difference. It's not worth buying to swap them, in my opinion anyway. Anyway, and some soft boots. Get some for Shauna. Some for Rose there. Voice is cracking. Ugh. And we have some other items here which I don't particularly care for. You know, things that protect against status that we don't really need. I wouldn't recommend anything here. No real need. You can talk to bits and pieces of the armor around there for little tiny bits of dialogue, but it's not all that interesting, so I'm not going to bother. Once I get that one, I want to head over here. What do you say? Look for a bar. Are you telling me the basic rule of role-playing games game? Yeah, pretty much. Everything's at the bar. Speaking of games that basically take every standard trope in an RPG and turn it on its head, in the few days since I had to make one of these videos because of the, you know, the end of the disc where I took a break and Stardust, I started playing an indie game, finally. Caffey's Chatterbox. Not open yet. Yeah, so just remember this for later. We'll want to come back here. I just kind of wanted to show you where it was. We can't do anything there yet. But yeah, I started playing Breath of Death 7. And as that name sounds, it's actually not the 7th game, but anyway. I was enjoying that game quite a bit, actually. It was kind of surprising, considering it was a $1 indie title on Steam, and I had a lot of fun with it. I actually completed my first playthrough, and I'm going to play through it again, try out some different builds. but I was thinking about maybe doing a Let's Play for the game. I haven't seen a lot of information, so I can't be as certain as I usually am that it's, you know, that I'm getting it 100%. But there's so much extra stuff that you can do that I don't think it really matters as far as, you know, building your characters and having lots of fun. There's not too many treasure chests that if you miss something, you know, you're screwed kind of deal. So anyway, it's an idea. Tell me about it in comments if you guys want to see a Breath of Death Let's Play. It would obviously have to be after Legend of Dragoon is finished, but I'm definitely thinking about doing it. I think it'd be a reasonable amount of fun. Anyway, this lady is actually kind of important. She talks about the line of succession. And there's two different princesses, and you're only going to talk about one of them. Anyway, there's two different princesses, and they have a kind of a lineage thing where you pass down something, and that kind of makes it so that person, or in this case a princess, is the, you know, the rightful heir. And I might as well go in here. There's nothing to do in here, but this is just the clinic. What do you say? Done in by a bandit. Well, damn. Do you say anything? Well. An honorable injury. It's an odd way to refer to it. Normally you don't refer to an injury as honorary, but anyway, let's head in here. What do you say? Gems are used as amulets, not just for decoration. Anyway, there's lots of gems all over the place. There is a stone among many gems. Stardust! Shape of the universe too. Anyway, let's talk to you. Anything useful at the jewelry shop? Now, these can be useful. I don't recommend using any of them. Doesn't really work for the style that I like to play, but they are here should you kind of desire to make use of them. Anyway, basically, you know, when damaged by magic, you gain either SP or MP. Now, when you're physically damaged, you gain SP or MP. It's pretty self-explanatory. The amount you gain back is quite low. Using the Platinum Collar is probably the most useful of them. If it's not that, then it's the Sapphire Pin, and I believe I already have one of these. I think I got that from Davos, if I recall correctly. But yeah, they can be useful if you're trying to build up MP. As you've seen by my playstyle, I don't use Dragoons all that often, and I haven't needed a lot of MP. There is a fight on this disc that I will be using MP for, a couple of them actually, and I will need quite a bit. However, I have another way of dealing with that, and we'll see to that well, not momentarily. We'll see to it later anyway. Anyway, what do we got here? Where's the happy music? Princess Emily. Well, that's a great thing. Too sudden? Why would a princess be scary? Why are you afraid of a princess? And we get this strange music that I can never kind of place the emotion it's trying to go for. I believe everyone's frightened dearly of you, but why? Even the dog's afraid of you. That's not very princessy, or a very princess-like way to act. Oh, you're a pregnant lady. Okay. Aw, how cute. Name her baby. Hell on Wheels. Bandits? Huh? Does that trigger something in you? The word bandits? Huh. Who knows? Yeah, so I gotta admit, I kind of agree with Emily on that. I have two nephews, 2 and 3 years old. They're little hell spawns on wheels. That's definitely true, and they have lots of wheels. Trains and cars and everything imaginable. They are little hell spawns, though very much to the point, you know, she was being extremely rude and kind of insulting, so that's kind of the idea. Anyway, she's supposed to be very sweet, but that's not the person we've met. Albert, do you have a problem? Anyway, now that we can do that, we can head in here. So, come back here. Astronomer named Fester. Ask him about the stars. Everyone seems to be talking about the stars around here. Very down-to-earth and an academic. This is not for sale. Well, fine then. I don't want it. Oh, I'm glad it's for sale. I get to steal it. Or not on sale. Whatever. Anyway, I will go through my item stuff. I'll do items and stuff off screen here. I do recommend you buying one black rain. That's probably all we'll need. You might want another translite. Nah, it's probably fine. I don't think I need it. Not a big deal. Like I was saying, attack items are losing their usefulness kind of past Disc 1, but there are a couple uses for them. That one in particular will be of particular use upcoming area, so. Trouble and scraps. What happened to you? 6 months since you turned into a rowdy person. Just an illusion. Anyway, let's talk to you. Can't go in without permission. Okay. Talk to you. And yeah, everyone pretty much says the same thing. Suffering from an illness or haunted by a devil. Apparently these people really liked her before. But that's all the time I have for this episode of Let's Play Legend of Dragoon. Next time, we will head into the bar, which of course is where we need to go to get information. Information Shinra? No. No. Bad Kate Sith. Anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.